1994 Mercedes E320 Cabriolet. So a nice late model car, 4-speed automatic one, this one, as opposed to the earlier 3-speed. 320, so the 3.2 litre 6-cylinder, so the 1.5. These late cars are all optioned with Sportline trim, so with that you get the 8-hole alloy wheels, you get Sportline gear knob, Sportline steering wheel, and Sportline suspension, which is an option on the earlier cars. The run-out cars, it was a standard option, but it is quite sought after. Tanzanite blue with mushroom interior, which for me is the spec. Nice sensible guide price on this car as well. Does need a couple of little bits tidying up, but it was driven to us. We're going to start by having a good look around the bodywork. I have to excuse, we're sort of a bit crammed in tight here today. But we're going to start by having a good look at the bodywork, then we'll go through the interior and we'll go for a cold engine startup. If you look down this side, you can see it's nice and straight all the way down there. It's not full of ripples or dents or full of filler or anything like that. Whole car itself, you might just hear that the paint's a little bit dry. It's either had a car cover on it or it's been washed with sponges a lot. You can see there's some swirls. Our lights do pick them up lovely, but there are some swirls here and there. So for me, the first thing I did was a good cut and polish, get all that sort of built-in ingrained dirt out of the paint, bring it back. You know what you're working with. There is a very light sort of scuff just on the top of the wing there, which that does look to me like it would polish out. The front wing itself is sharp all the way around. There's no corrosion coming through there or anything nasty there. There is, that's a bit of dirt, actually ignore that. And we do have one stone chip just on the front there. Like I say, it's on the correct spec, 8-hole alloy wheels. Decent tyre on the front there. Coming down this side, we've got a little bleb of rust just starting there on the pillar, but the rest of the pillar itself is nice. That LE spec trim is all nice and tidy. There's no delamination on the front screen either. Glass on the side is clear and tidy as well. A little bit of paint flake on the surround for the mirror there, but the rest of it is all good. Coming down this side, we've got a small parking mark just on the lower half trim. That's plastic on these, so metal top half, lower half, body coloured plastic on the later cars. On the sill, it's all nice and straight along there. Around the lock and the handle are all good, and along the bottom here, where quite often you can find some rust coming through, this one is all nice. Back down to the rear here, and normally you have some rust bubbling through on these two corners here, but this one, as you can see, is good all the way around. Nothing coming through there. Got a very, very light, actually that's a bit of dirt, ignore that, sorry. But the arch itself, nice and sharp. Another good wheel and tyre. And have a look back down that side from here, nice and straight. It's all good where the deck lid meets the boot as well. Round on the back, tail lamps on both sides are crack free and clear. The bumper sits nice and level. There's no scuffs on the corners of the bumpers. In fact, I'm lying to you, there's a very, very, very small one just on the corner there. And there is a bubble in the paint just above the lamp there. You can just see that. The rest of the boot lid is all good. And again, the boot, like the bonnet, there's some swirls in it. You can see it in the paint. You can hear it is dry. So again, like I say, a good polish on there would make a massive difference. A little bit of a scab in the paintwork around the aerial. But again, if you look on the passenger side, down that side, nice and straight all the way down there. In this rear arch, no sign of any corrosion coming through at all. That's all good. Another good wheel and tyre. Rest of the rear quarter, nice and tidy. Couple of little scratches on the door there where it's been opened on things, and a very light scratch there that does look like it would polish out. All the jacking covers are present, nice and straight on that sill on that side. Another little parking mark just there on the door. All good around the wing mirror on this side. Obviously shorter mirror on the passenger side. And again, a little bit of bubbling just the bottom of the wing. The A-pillar and a tiny little bit at the top there. Front wing, all lovely and tidy. Again, no corrosion coming through there. The wings themselves are all nice and sharp. Final good wheel and tyre. Round on the front. Headlamps, indicators, all nice and clean. Lower half of the bumper's good. Around the grill's nice. Couple of minor stone chips on the bonnet. There's a bit of a bird poo mark there, but like I say, the polish will make a huge difference with all that. It's worth reading up on these things because a late 320 Sportline like this in this colour, in stone dead mint condition, £25,000 now. This one, it's done 89,000 miles, so again, sub 100,000 miles, which is quite unusual. Nice low owners, check the description, we'll detail all of that. Door shuts are nice, driver's door is good all the way along there. A little bit of sun fade on the front seat, a little bit of wear on the bolster, but generally pretty good. Backs of the seats are good, they're not stretched out or pulled. Back seats are nice, don't look like I've seen a lot of use really. It does have the optional armrest, which is always nice to see. All the wood down the centre section is good. Quite often the convertibles will dry out and crack, but that's all nice and neat. Again, like I say, Sportline, so we do get the Sportline gear up. Try and find one of them on eBay, they're about 600 quid. Heated seats in the front, obviously electric windows all around. Heated rear screen. All the usual stuff you'd expect. Steering wheel's in lovely condition as well. Into the boot. I did notice there's a little bit of corrosion just coming with that, so that's a plastic bit of trim that sits across the top. It's a little bit just poking through there. All the centre, all the boot carpets, everything in nice place. The interior light work, 6 stacks in place where it should be. Passenger side, all lovely neat on the door card. And then the door shuts themselves. There's no corrosion poking through on the sill like you can quite often find. Pop the bonnet while we're here. This side of the dash is good. Cream carpet sets nice and neat. It's got the original spec make. Mats down, which have obviously been down their whole life because that's lovely under there. Again, a little bit of sun bleaching on the passenger seat. It's obviously had a little repair there at some point. Really, for me, someone like Furniture Clinic, a redye would make a massive difference on those. And then under the bonnet, that's a 3.2 litre 6-cylinder engine. The springs in the hood are a little bit soft. I don't know why I said hood, sorry. In the bonnet, too many American cars at the minute, are a little bit soft, so they do want to droop slightly. And you will notice there's a little bit of paint flake and corrosion on that front bar there that wants cleaned off and sorted out. Other than that, all nice and standard. Cold start up. It hasn't been started today. Like I said, it was driven to us. We'll get it fired up. He says, if you can get it on there. Fires up on the button. Straight around the back. It's not chucking any fluid out or anything like that. And you will notice when we shut the door, seatbelt butlers do work. Roof itself, nice dark blue roof. To do with a good clean. There's a little bit of a wear mark there. Glass windows lovely. And there is a little bit on the same side. The usual bit where they fall down, they actually catch the mechanisms that go down. It's pretty common that they go there, so they either want patched or tidied up. You can get a good upholstery now that will put glue in there and use filings. It's very impressive how they can repair them. Obviously electric hood, we'll get that working. I'll show you the dash as well. Sorry. Fuel pressure, oil pressure straight up to where it should be. You've got 2 releases, you undo those there and there. And then this button illuminates to tell you that you're unlocked. Hit the button. You hear a little bit of a squeak, it must be drawing quite a bit of power with it sitting around. It lifts the deck lid at the back, flattens the roof itself. You need to actually unlock them from the front properly, otherwise it'll beep like that, which I should have known, so I apologise. That's human error. And away it goes. All the way down, closes the deck lid, and then this button will return your windows back as it should. And then away we go. And then that button's going to stay red until we close these. Out that goes, job done. So roof down, can have a good look at the deck lid. All nice and clean and tidy along there. If it was mine, that's how it would spend most of its time. So there you have it. Late model E320 Sportline, Tanzanite blue over mushroom. A couple of little jobs to do to make yourself a very, very nice car, but like I say, sensible guide price. Have a look at the description, we'll detail everything we know about it there. Sub 100,000, sensible ownership. If you've got any more questions at all, please get in touch. Thank you.